H14 day 1, we're looking at the numbers up to 20. So 11, you've got the schwat sound at the end, so be careful there. We don't pronounce it as well as we should, so we know when we hear that schwat sound, we're going en at the end. Don't forget this e on the end of 12. The only reason that's there is because English words can't end in v, so we put the e after it. In 13, you've got the IR for the sound there. And in all of these words, the T-double-E-N. Remember, it's a double E in that teen. 14, you've got the or sound as in your. So if you find that hard to remember how you spell your, because most of you can write that quite easily. 15, you can sound out, if, teen. 16 is quite an easy one. 17, you've got that schwat sound again in the n at the end. 8, you've got the E-I-G-H-T. So remember that GH, we can't really make that guttural sound when we say that word, so we leave the sound out when we say 18, but when we write it, we have to put that GH back in. So just be careful, that's quite a tricky one. 19, you've got the E making the previous vowel long, the I long. And in 20, remember at the end of a word, it's usually just a Y for the E sound, not EY. So they should be fairly easy for you because you've already learned how to spell the numbers 1 to 10. There's just a couple of changes with 11, 12, 13, etc. Okay, so let's read the word, sound the word, spell the word, and then write it 3 times. So E, so we know that's a long sound, so we don't double the L. 11, 11, E-L-E-V-E-N, E-L-E-V-E-N. Write it 3 times. And then check to make sure that they're correct. If you've made a mistake, don't forget to rub it out and do it again. H14 day 2, we're revising the numbers between 10 and 20. So we've got 11, so you've got the n sound on the end. It's got a bit of a schwat sound to it. 12, remember English words can't end in V, that's why we've got that E on the end, so don't forget that. 13, you've got the IR sound in there, and a lot of these have the teen, which is spelt correctly and simply on the end of all these words. So the teen we could highlight all in one colour. Just quickly do that. Now on the 20, we've got the Y making the E sound, which is quite common on the end of a word. 14, you've got that O-U-R, same one as in your. And 15, don't forget to change that V back to an F for from 5 to 15. 7, you've got that schwat happening again that you've got in 11. And 8, remember that's an old German word where they would make a guttural sound, sounds like someone's going to spit or vomit on you. We have difficulty making that sound, so when we say 18, we leave out that GH when we say it, but when we spell it, we have to write those 2 letters in. And we've got the EI making the A sound. So on 9, you remember you've got the E making the previous vowel, make its long sound, nine, and then you add your T, teen. Okay, let's read the word, sound the word, spell the words and write them. So we've got E is a long sound, so we don't double the L. 11, E-L-E-V-E-N. Cover it, E-L-E-V-E-N. Okay, the next one is write the word beside the number, so that's quite easy for you to do. Count and write the words, you just have to count up how many symbols are there and put the number on the line. Fill in the gap with the list word. How many eggs are in a carton of eggs? You know there'd be a dozen, so how many eggs in a dozen? Hopefully you know there's 12 eggs in a dozen. So you'll have to read those questions and think about them. You might have to sort these out as a group because there might be some tricky ones in there. I'll let you work on it. Okay, this is H14 and we're doing the day 3 and we're revising the numbers between 10 and 20 because it's important that you're able to spell them. So we've got the teen in a lot of them, T-E-E-N. You can go through and highlight that in 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. On 20, we've got the Y making the E sound at the end of a word. 11, now let's use a different colour here. 11, you've got that schwat sound there. You're not saying it as clearly as it could, but we know we're writing EN, same as in 7. We've got that schwat sound, 7. So it's EN at the end. You know that 12 English words can't end in V, so we must put an E on the end there. 13, you've got the IR for the sound. It's an R controlled vowel. Here you've got the OUR, or for the OR sound, and that's the same OR as in your, which might help you to remember how to spell that one in 4, if you remember the word your. And 15, we have to remember to change the V in 5 to an F there, and we drop off that E because we don't need it, because it's not going to be on the V is not going to be there. 6, remember you're using an X for the X sound there. That can be quite tricky. 18, we're using the EI for the A sound. This GH, we can't make that guttural sound when we say that they would have said in Old German. So we leave out that sound when we write the word, but when we say the word, we put in the GH when we write the word, but we can't say it, so we leave it out when we say it. 19, you've got the E making the I make its long sound, and don't forget you've got that WNT in 20. So let's read the word, sound the word, spell the word, write it, and we're going. 11 might be easier to break it down into its syllables. ELEVEN, and cover it and write it. On the next bit here, it says write the base word for each of these. So the base word would be, I'll just highlight it for you, you might like to highlight it too, would be the 4, the 7. You can highlight those base words and then write them on the lines. Finish the counting pattern, so we're going 2, we'd go 12, 20, 3, 13, 30, 4, 14, 40, 5, 15, 50, 6, 16, 60, 7, 17, 70. You can finish off the rest of those. Copy the list word and write it, and then you've got to draw something. So 11 is the base word, so whatever the base words are, that's what you have to write on the line, and you can draw whatever you've got. 11 squares, 13 dots, 15 crosses, and 12 triangles to draw in those boxes. But it's a base word that you write here.